What's good? It's Stormy B Man, and I'm back with another Stormy B Man's Briefs. This time, the focus is on a fighter who comes from a family of a long legacy, Nico Ali Walsh, as he has decided to make a reference to the Circus League of Boxing, headed up by individuals such as Jake Paul and Teofimo Lopez. According to an article written by Boxing Scene, Nico Ali Walsh, after his victory Saturday over Sona Akale, where he was on the opening televised broadcast of the main event, which would later feature Steve Claggett taking on Teofimo Lopez for Lopez's WBO junior welterweight title. Walsh was known to have said that one thing for sure, I got it clear. Teofimo Lopez said in an interview a few weeks before this fight, he disrespected my family, saying, "I'm only in boxing because I'm desperate for money and fame." And I thought that was real wrong for someone that I used to look up to say. But you know, it is what it is. I just want to let everyone know that I chose the path of boxing. I chose the path of legacy. If I wanted to, I could be a millionaire right now. Before this fight, I denied a multi-million-dollar contract from MVP Promotions to fight Jake Paul, and I'm fighting a real fighter tonight. I'm not part of that circus league of boxing. This is the real league of boxing, and this is what I'm going to do. Those words from Walsh may sting, but they ring awfully true. And I have a great deal of respect for Nico speaking up not only for himself, but the sport of boxing, because there are a number of individuals lurking around the sport who are seeking to take advantage, especially when fanfare is really at an all-time low and the respectability of the fight game is kind of gone south, with certain individuals who used to be considered somewhat of an ambassador to the sport no longer managing to uphold what an ambassador really means. So Paul and Lopez are definitely two individuals in different aspects who are really milking it off of the boxing game. And when people really know what's going on, they're going to stand up and say something about it. Walsh won his Saturday fight, June 29th, against Sona Akale, and he fought him in a rematch that saw the first fight being a close decision and a loss for Nico. But coming back in this fight, he even suffered a dislocated left shoulder in the sixth and final round, but he managed to finish the fight and get the decision. One thing's for certain, when a fighter is really into being professional, they're going to take the good with the bad, and Walsh has done that. Discussing his shoulder injury, he said, "I don't know what happened. I've never been through anything like that, and it popped out. But I survived, and I definitely beat him. I don't know what's he getting upset about. It feels like if it happened to him, he would have cried like a baby and sat on the ground and quit the fight. But it happened to the right person, and I'm just happy for the victory. It feels like twice now that I've won, because the first time they awarded him the decision, but I felt like I had won the fight." The crowd booed Walsh during his interview and asked whether he would fight Akale again in September. Walsh is now 10-1 with 5 KOs. He says, "I feel like I beat him twice, but if this fight didn't prove it, I'll fight absolutely anyone," meaning that he'll take him on again. But as far as Teofimo Lopez, I love what he had to say by calling Lopez out on his crap. Lopez seems to have a great deal of words to say about other fighters in other divisions all around the sport of boxing, all the while he's avoiding the serious competition that really surrounds him at the weight class in which he competes. As far as Jake Paul, we really know that Jake Paul has been a novelty act since he started boxing in these arenas and taking on these opponents in big events. But eventually that well does run dry. This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.